What is going on, everyone? Jeremy here with one of my most requested videos of all time, and that is a look at my die collection or dice collection. As you can't see, but let's see if I can give you a sneak peek without tipping it all over. Da, 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 da. Actually, let's do this. Da, 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 da. I recently had to move to a second tower, and if you're looking for this kind of thing, I'll put a link in the description below to these sorting boxes. They're actually pretty nice. This journey, as I'll call it, has been unbelievable. Just the last 2 nights sorting and going through the memories of everything has been something that has been an emotional up and down for me, definitely. But many of you asked, and so I will go through it. It's, I would say, pretty darn complete in terms of the die that come with all the various fat packs I've opened. There's a few fat packs left on the Fat Packs Through History video and on the video series, so we'll fill in the last couple spots there. And then I also filmed this journey in the form of a Wanderlust, which will come out tomorrow, where I talk a little bit about collecting the die and what I want to do to fill up the second box, because I definitely want to do all the available more obscure die, not just the Fat Pack die, so that maybe I can have a truly epic collection other than just a pretty spicy one. So I'm going to switch over to this. I put a piece of white down to see if we could go over. This one I'm not 100% sure on. I'm pretty sure it's Dissension. Let me zoom in a little. Well, that's probably okay, huh? Well, maybe we'll go in a little bit more. This die, I just absolutely love the color. Silver and blue looks incredible. This next one I have is Odyssey, and this has got to be one of my favorite set symbols on a die. Just kind of that winding road into the sun look. Maybe that's not even what it is, but it's absolutely beautiful. Then I may or may not go through every single one of these. Here I have World Wake. You guys could see I recently just opened that one. Beautiful die there. And thanks to Twitter, you guys helped me identify it. Now I know there's From the Vault die, so I probably have 10 or 15 more From the Vaults to do. But I love this one. This is From the Vault lore, I believe, if the Twitter folks are correct. Now this other one was kind of hard to identify. I knew I had a Rise of Eldrazi die, but this doesn't look right. So if I'm wrong on this one, let me know. I wrote that one on. I put that in the top one because I'm just not totally sure about that. Then I had a couple of these, which I think are from dual decks, but I do kind of like this wizard set symbol on them. Kind of cool looking die. I don't have too many of them, but they are unique, and thus they get their own little shelf. Fifth Dawn. Fifth Dawn is very cool. The little helmet there. The old helmet head. Maybe I'll just go through kind of some of the more unique ones. I have all the Corsets, but that's not much to look at. I do show them more in detail in the Wanderlust video. This is Dark Steel. Oh, I got a cool one coming up too. Here's Mirrodin, which this die is in great shape. Certainly. Looks very cool. Gem mint, you might even say. Now this one, I would love in any other color. Maybe it only comes in white, but this is Scourge. Check that out. The dragon's head. I assume it's a dragon's head. Innistrad, that's kind of boring. Eldritch Moon, Kaladesh, we all know that. Shadows over Innistrad, that's new. Here's a Legions one. This is kind of an interesting one. You know what? I'll show you 9th and 10th edition because those are pretty cool. I don't know why I don't have an 8th edition. I feel like I opened an 8th edition Fat Pack, so I'll have to look into that. Might be around somewhere. But the 9th edition, I imagine the 8th looks similar, but there's 9th edition, pretty cool. And then 10th edition, which should not be confused with Magic 2010, which I tried to... There was one on eBay. I tried to get a good deal on it, but they were unwilling to lower their price, so the wait continues on that. I'm not going to pay $150. Corsets are all kind of boring. Judgment. Yeah, this one's really cool. Again, on this kind of teal and blue dye, you've got the scale depicted there. Makes sense for Judgment, right? Gate Crash, we've all seen. Dark Ascension. Took a while for me to, like, place this one because it looks similar to... and if any of these are wrong, you know, let me know, definitely. My eyes were kind of going cross-eyed on me as I was working on this because there's so many die that look so similar. Like the Mirrodin block was super frustrating. This one too, Avacyn Restored, looks very similar to Dark Ascension, right? They do that, right? It's like the symbol evolves. Oh, this is one of my all-time favorites in terms of color combination. This is an original, or Return to Ravnica, sorry. But that green and white, the color doesn't come through as brightly, it looks like on the camera. But I also have this blue and white one, this like Azorius dye. That was like a Selesnya dye, I'm pretty sure. That was intentional. But this one's pretty cool too. Here's one of my favorites. A lot of these more obscure ones I really like. I bet you're wondering what a Cold Snap dye looks like. Check this one out. This is a icicle, looks like, or a kind of a glacial formation. It could be a stalagmite or tite, depending on which way it's facing, but I like to, pretty sure it's ice. Here's another one, Lorwyn. I'm going to kind of just stick to the more rare ones. As we get to more recent sets, I mean, who hasn't seen a Journey into Nyx die? And I have a billion million of them. Now so Morningtide was another set symbol that was a little weird. Because there's one with like the sun with the dot in the middle, and then there's one without the dot. I'm trying to find that one. I don't have them in the greatest order right now, but I remember that was super annoying to try and find the right one. Where is that? Oh, yeah, Eventide. So Eventide looks extraordinarily similar. It just doesn't have the dot. So when you're staring at these dang things for like 5 hours straight, it's hard to notice those subtle differences. But, I mean, when they're next to each other, you know, you can kind of see. I mean, it's obvious then. But when you're staring at a pile of dye, it's kind of annoying. Oh, I also have a Shards of Alara here. It's an interesting color combination, kind of that bronze and black. Pretty cool looking. I don't want to... Oh, yeah, Kamigawa block. A lot of people like these. I think they're pretty cool. So we have what I think is like... No! Oh, it stayed on the table. Whoo, doggy. Okay, so we have what I think is like a throwing star, I assume. Then we have the Champions of Kamigawa, which is like, I don't know, one of those thingamajigs. And then Saviors, which I think is a lantern, or either that or a house. kind of cool to see them all together like that and see how the symbols kind of progress. Origins, we've all seen. Dragons, Cons, and Fate Reforged. You know what? I want to show you something. I thought Wizards of the Coast did a great job with the Dragons and Cons. The symbol was a little intricate, I think. That was kind of frustrating. But just the quality of those Cons die with kind of the like flat colors, I thought, looks pretty good. Here's another one. This is another kind of symbols that were kind of difficult to differentiate between Cons and then Dragons, which had these cool, like, dies. But even on camera, you'll see it's kind of hard to, this red one especially, kind of hard to see the dragon head in there. I'm making the assumption that it's the dragon head, but I don't think that's too crazy, seeing as though it's Cons of Tarkir. Fate Reforged. Again, this nice flat style, which I actually really like. The die is very easy to read, so I like what they did here. The set symbol's a little out there, though. Doesn't really... I mean, yeah, I'm sure it represents something, but to a pleb like me, visually, it doesn't kind of jump right out at me, and that's what a guy like me needs. So now I've got some pretty cool other rare ones. So Guild Pack and Dissension actually featured spin downs, which were very different than the dies in the fat packs. These are probably the most rare of the die, of the life counters, I would think, or at least the most sought after. Here they go to 30. So here's the Dissension one, standalone. And then I'm sure people just toss these aside, And they're not that practical, right? Because sometimes you go higher than 30 life. There's a Guild Pack one. I do like the way they colored these, though, with the numbers. Kind of the contrast between the back color and the background foreground was just so much better than black on white. Or black on yellow. Like yellow on orange really pops out. Maybe that's just because I like orange. Born of the Gods, Journey in Ixtheros, boring. New Phyrexia, Arcadia Mass. Now, Arcadia Mass was the first fat pack Wizards ever put out. And let's see if I have that one handy dandy. There we go. There's the mask from Arcadian Masks. And then New Phyrexia, one of the most powerful sets ever with Phyrexian mana. There's that mana symbol and that die. Now, this one... let's go to Mirrodin. So we're going to go Mirrodin, Scars of Mirrodin, and Mirrodin Besiege. You'll see these symbols are kind of similar too. And then when you get into like, well, first we'll have Mirrodin Besieged. And then we have Scars of Mirrodin. I'm trying to put them in like the right kind of formation. But I'm not sure how that one's supposed to look. Those are pretty cool. The last 10. Now, these are some pretty interesting ones. Actually, I showed you some of these already. But here we have Time Spiral and Planar Chaos. So, Time Spiral, simple. Just the time symbol. And Planar Chaos, I think this is like the two planes, like, crossing over, interacting, maybe? That's what that... Maybe? I'm sure if there's someone who's already writing, like, no, dude, this is what it is. But... I don't know. I thought that's pretty cool. And then we have Future Sight, which is like an eyeball. Looks like an eyeball to me anyway. And then Original Zendikar, I believe. And there's a few, like I said, fat packs that remain, but this, I would say this collection's getting pretty complete. I did not show you Eventide, I don't think. Now, this one... I did. I showed you Eventide along with Morningtide, because those are very similar. Two last ones I'm going to show you are Onslaught and Torment. I think this Torment symbol is really ambitious, but it turned out pretty good. Almost like the one that I thought was the most ambitious was Odyssey. There's a lot of detail in that, and Scourge, but... Torment turned out pretty good with the dragon kind of curled up there. And then Onslaught, kind of boring, but I mean, they did a good job with a simplistic design. So that is my highly demanded dice collection. Like I said, this is 30. Yeah, it's just many. I guess I don't count how many there are, but I know I'm missing some. So if there are people out there that have them that aren't, and they're not in the fat packs, let me know. I'll probably trade something for them. I also have my novel collection. I could maybe go through that. I don't know if that would be interesting to watch or not, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit longer, but I wanted to give each die its fair due. You know, I skipped over some of the Corsets, but again, they're in my vlog video. So check that out. That'll be out tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.